Hi everyone, back with another video on the Grizzly. Today we are going to be doing a rad relocate kit. It is from Rubber Down Customs. They did a custom logo on the front of it for me. We're going to start by removing the front rack. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, one on the other side, 12 mil bolts, and one on the other side, 10 mil bolts. We'll pop that off. I do have a light bar on here. I put a quick disconnect in my last video on there, so pops off easy. Get the rack off of there and we'll take the next step. Next thing we're going to pop off is this front cover here. There's 2 push pins up top. I have a push pin tool remover. Pop those off. Out. And then it is going to slide forward a little bit, pop out. Next, I'm going to pop the front bumper off, give a little bit more room to pull it off. You're going to have one 12 mil there, one 12 mil there for the upright on both sides. I have a 17 mil here for the winch mount. If you don't have a winch, you won't have that. And then there's another 12 there. So 12 there, 12 there, 12 here on both sides. And then there's 2 10 mils that I already popped off that hold the skid plate on. You just gotta get those loose enough so you can get at the bolts here and pop it off. It's also gonna be one 10 mil on this side and one on the other side that hold the bumper to the plastic. Next, you're gonna have an 8 mil right on the back side of the headlight here on both sides. Then you have to pop out these 2 Allen screws here and then the 2 push pins. Then you're gonna have 2 10 mils, the black ones up there, one on each side of the grill. And the grill will be able to pop off with the bumper. Now that everything's off the front, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the hose clamp there on the left side of the machine. I'm gonna drain all my coolant into a nice clean bucket because it's 4-wheeler's only got a couple hours on it, so keep the coolant because it's good coolant yet. Drain it into there, and then we'll pull the radiator out. Now we got 2 10 mils at the bottom of the radiator here on both sides, and then the top is just slip pins. So after we get it on both, we'll be able to slide it back, and then we'll get at the fan radiator and unplug that. Now we're loosely going to put the rad kit together with the radiator in it so we can test fit it up here roughly to see where we need, and then we'll put plastics roughly on to see where we need to drill holes for the plastic. Show you what everything looks like afterwards. They do send you with all the hardware to put everything together, U-bolts, everything, wire extensions, hose plugs, hose, extra hose. They send you everything you need. that's what everything looks like, loosely tightened. Leave everything a little loose so when you get it up there you can kind of wiggle or get it to exactly where it needs to be. Now I'm going to get the front bumper put back on the four-wheeler that way, and then we can roughly mount the front rack just so we can get everything mounted where we want it and get the hoses ran. All right, I've marked the holes on here and I hole sawed a hole on each side where I need to go to run the hoses up through. So we'll get this put back on now, and then we put the rack on and get everything mounted. Now what we're gonna do is take the hose they sent and one of these couplers here. One end will go on this side of the hose, the other side will go in down there, or down at the bottom down there. So we can route this hose up, and we'll cut it at the length we need it, and then the rest will be for the other side. Now we'll get the rag kit set up there, get it bolted down, or roughly bolted, and then I'm going to cut these hoses and figure out how long I need my hoses to be mounted. We'll extend the fan wires, get those all done, and then we'll tighten everything up. Now that the U-bolts are tight, which you want to make sure you tighten those evenly, so a little bit at a time, tighten those up, and then the next step is going to be, we'll go through and tighten all these bolts through here. They're not necessarily the easiest to get at, but you want to do those last, because otherwise, to make sure these line up. I'm not going to have to extend my fan wire. It's plenty long enough as it is. If you do, it does come with that. So tighten all these up. There's your final install of the Radiator relocate kit. Very happy with how it turned out. The only thing I gotta get is I gotta go get a longer hose to the coolant reservoir. It was a little too short. Get that done, and then I do gotta finish pumping burping the system. I just don't want to run it too long in here. It's winter out in Wisconsin right now, so I'll get it out and run it for a little while, pull it back in, burp the rest of the coolant system, and then keep checking it a couple times. If you guys have any questions, comment below what you want to see next, and let me know if you have any questions.